Come on, baby. Here we go. I've definitely done something right. What it is, I don't know, but I don't care. Look at that. What a beautifully coloured little common. Absolutely nailed on the rig that we're flicking out. But almost looks like it's got a little bit of wildy to it, doesn't it? But I'm going to leave the rods out for the next 5 minutes and talk you through the goodness that we're flicking out because, well, it's obviously working. Thank you very much, darling. Rig-wise today, everything is very, very simple. To start off with, we've got 15 inches of anti-tangle tubing. Now that's there obviously for the car so that the hook link doesn't get tangled up, but for two other reasons. One, for fish safety, but also to keep the last 15 inches of the rig nailed down. Now, I'm sprinkling 10 millers out there up tight to the island, so the fish are mooching around, looking for the odd bait here and there, and I want that part of the rig to be nailed down so they feel quite confident in this almost kill zone, if you like, okay? That goes down and slots in nicely into the 1.5 ounce square pair inline lead. Now an inline lead gives you a much better bolt effect than a lead clip system. I like them both, but for here, fishing up tight to the island, as soon as that fish sucks that hook bait in, I want it to be absolutely nailed and I want positive indication. But even though it is a bolt rig, if you like, we've got a very, very safe system. So once that fish shakes its head, that swivel pops out and it turns into a running rig very, very quickly. Okay, so that swivel's pulled in. On there, we've got my usual stick clip with a little bit of a towel rubber over the top. Hook link wise, ever so simple. I've got 18-pound super supple braid and it sits over any detritus and any debris that's going to be over there. A little bit of leaf debris, a little bit of twigs and everything like that. That sits very, very naturally. I've got a big sinker in the middle there just to make sure everything is nailed to the deck. That goes down to a size 10, which is a very, very sharp hook for its size. And in fairness, hook pulls and hook losses and fish losses are very, very rare on this type of hook. Hook bait wise, the pink definitely seems to be the one, and that is a critically balanced 8mm pink dumbbell. Now, I say critically balanced, all that is sitting off of the top of the hook, just like that. So the hook lays flat on the deck, but that just sits up nice and proud. So when them fish come in mooching around, picking up the odd 10 miller, as soon as they see that, that is almost like the cherry on the cake. I want them fish to pick that thing up before anything else in that swim. And that's one of the reasons why I think we're getting very, very quick bites. Now, stick mix wise, it's ever so simple. We're flicking out 10mm Newgrange boilies, and this is exactly the same boilie. I just liquidized it down yesterday before I got here to make a stick mix. So it's basically crumb boilie in a stick, liquidised into a fine powder, and the small pellets in there are exactly the same flavour. So I'm fishing the same bait but just in two different ways. Now that does two purposes. Obviously I spoke about the cherry on the top with regards to the pink 8mm dumbbell hooker, but that just gives you a tiny little nice pile of bait that they can home in on with loads and loads of scent, not a lot of food content, but most importantly it makes sure that that hook is presented again over any debris. So that hook buries into that stick mix nice and neatly like that, so it makes sure that any fish in the area that's going to suck up that hook bait gets nailed every single time. And in truth, we've had 3 casts, 3 fish, the rod's been in the water about 45-50 seconds and well, it's done the trick. So without further ado, I'm going to get it back out up to that island and see if we can catch some more. Oh, that one will be on. Oh, yeah. Well, literally 2 minutes ago I flicked those rigs back out. One on the yellow and one on the pink actually. I tried to do something ever so slightly different on one rod just to see if it is genuinely the colour, because I find that quite interesting sometimes whether fish genuinely want something over the other one. But I got seen off on my left hand rod, which was on the yellow dumbbell, and then this one has literally just completely flown round. So I don't honestly think the colour makes that much of a difference. I think more so it's just been a coincidence so far that the right hand rod's the one that's produced all the fish. I also quite like the fact that in the background I can hear tractors, helicopters, and it makes me realise what I should really be doing. I should be at work, but at the end of the day, someone's got to go fishing. It may as well be me. Oh, lovely. When they look like this, size really doesn't matter. And it's another one of those sort of peas in the pod commons. Come on, darling. Come on, just get your head up. God, this is almost like a canal, if you like. There's an inside shelf and a fast shelf. The fast shelf tends to be within a couple of foot of the island, so you have to be reasonably close. I wouldn't say you have to be within inches all the time, but as soon as they get to that inside shelf, just down here, about a rod length and a half out, God blimey, they'd half hang on. Here we go, come on. I love seeing the odd leaf pop up from the bottom, the dirty, silty, mucky bottom that you get in park lakes. God knows what's down there, probably a couple of shopping trolleys. There's a buoy just down the bank, and that doesn't indicate a shopping trolley, that indicates a car, believe it or not, a sunken car. Probably an XR2i or an XR3i or something. God dear. Come on, babe. There we go. Oh, look at the colours on that. Another one bites the dust. Come on. Well, I mentioned some of these fish are probably as old as me, and that one certainly looks like a bit of a grandpa, doesn't it? But I ain't complaining. They're all characters to me. Thank you very much, old man. It's on the yellow, baby. Had to go eventually, didn't it? I was getting enough knocks. There's fish there. Boom. Proof that it's not all about the pink. Yellow's a good colour too. Uh-oh, that one's going right at pace. There we go, first double of the session. Getting closer to that 20-pound mark. Well, this is a little bit of a landmark for today. Not because of numbers or size, but because literally since we got here, this is the first time I've been able to get 2 rods in at once. So I'm hoping that I can keep them in for long enough. It does definitely rock off within, I don't know, 30 seconds every single time. If you're within, I'm gonna say a foot, but some of these casts have been going sort of 6 inches away from the island. It's, oh, here we go. Oh, I've got a double take. Right, let's, oh no, that one's dropped it. That's all right, let's just concentrate on this one, but I thought that might happen if I get 2 rods in. But you know what? Sometimes the more trouble you're in when you're fishing, the more fun it is. We haven't got stuck into any of the beasties as yet, but do you know what? I don't mind if we don't. Come on, sweetheart. Oh, dear, oh dear. There we go, slightly better fish. Again on the pink. Come on, sweetheart. Oh, it's a long, lean fighting machine. And that's just how I like them. What a belter, eh? What a belter. Oh. This is what I was saying about fishing up tight to an island where there could be a few snags, a few roots. Don't start panicking when they start pulling for the island. Just keep the rod tip nice and low and the pressure on. Eventually you'll turn their heads and they'll start kiting, exactly what this one's done. It's quite an aggressive take. Had it within 10 seconds again. Second time I've managed to get 2 rods in. And I don't think this is a big one. Unfortunately, last fish I hooked, I did get it into the margin. It did feel a lot bigger and it just came off. And do you know what? When you've had, I don't know, 10, 12 fish, I've lost count, you're bound to lose 1 or 2. They're all old warriors here and they know exactly what to do. And every time they get into that near side shelf, they pull your arm off. Oh, blimey, it's a ghostie. That's why it's fighting hard. I thought it was a bit bigger. That'll do. Don't mind the ghostie. Some people don't like them, but I absolutely love them. I think they're amazing. First time I saw it, because it's quite peaty coloured water, you don't really see them until last minute, but I thought it was swimming upside down. Oh, come on, babe, don't drop off, please. Don't ask me why. No one's ever told me. I've never really bothered looking either, but every single ghostie that I've hooked has fought twice as hard. Oh, it's not a big one, but it's a belter. Come on. Oh no. Right. Come on, Dino, concentrate. I don't want this one to drop off. This will be the first ever ornamental that I've had out of here. I know there's a couple in here. Don't know how many. Oh, look at that. What a beautiful creature. You know, I used to run around the fields here. I used to do a lot of training, sort of just over the back. And speaking to the anglers, like I said, I haven't been here for, well, I've been here once in 2 decades, and that was this spring. But speaking to some of the anglers, yeah, I've mentioned every now and again they have about the ornamentals and the ghosties and stuff, but very rarely do they get caught. Certainly to my knowledge anyway. I can understand why as well. I mean, I know I'm on my barbel gear, but I've had barbel over 15 pound on this and oh, come on, sweetheart. Oh, starting to get a bit nervous now, I've got to be honest. Oh, it's on the pink again. Oh, look at that, what an absolute belter. Oh, come on, darling. Might be the biggest one of the day, but if it ain't, I don't care, because that is an absolute looker. Oh, what a beauty. Well, what an amazing creature. Do you know what? When I was fishing here, I don't know, 25 years ago as a little kid, spotty face, long curly hair, these things were absolutely legendary. And to think that I've come back sort of 20 odd years later, 2 decades, and managed to catch one for the camera is absolutely awesome. We was going to stick it out and see if we can catch one of the elusive 20s, but I honestly can't think of a better way to end this show. So, from this awesome creature, this wonderful park lake, and myself, it's goodbye. Don't forget to tune into the next episode and enjoy your fishing.